and gentlemen, welcome to the right arm finals of the European Championship of Arm Wrestling 2017. We have seen the very best arm wrestlers in the world all day long. We have narrowed it down to 3 people in every category. 1 is undefeated. 2 will get 1 more chance. We will be starting out with the semifinals. For 4 days, we have arm wrestled today, and this is the very, very climax of the European Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the semifinals 2017. Let's arm wrestle! We will be getting started with the men's 55 kilo, And first up to the semi-final table at age 24, representing Georgia, Zaur Kubashvili. And up against him at 39 years of age, representing Romania, Ruslan Balayus.
And we start out the championships with the 55 kilo final. The 55 kilo final, and we have an interesting situation with Kubashvili of Georgia, 24 years of age, weighing in exactly 55 kilos, and Ruslan Balayus of Romania, 39 years of age. Next year, he will be able to enter the Masters category, also in at 55 exactly. The undefeated athlete of the category waiting in the final for one of them is Levani Bogoziani of Georgia as well, and Kubashvili is going to try and make this an all-Georgian final in the lightest of the men's categories. There is an elbow foul for Balayus. And the elbow fouls don't happen by sloppiness. It's really when you get all that power hitting on, and then there's resistance in your opponent's hand, and it has to go somewhere. The energy has to go somewhere, and normally we'll just lift the elbow off the pad, and it's forced by your opponent's resistance, not by anything else. And there it is. It is Kubashvili who is through to the final, making it all Georgian.
Zaur Kubashvili goes through to the final. We continue with the women's 50 kilo. The women's 50 kilo. At age 28, weighing in at 48.8 kilos, representing Sweden, Jonna Blind. And up against her at 23 years of age, weighing in 1 kilo above her opponent at 49.8 kilos, representing Ukraine, Anastasia Goncharenka.
Interesting matchup in the semifinal. We have Elizaveta Rezhetnik of Russia waiting undefeated in the final for one of the ladies. Goncharenka made a name for herself dominating the under-21 for the year she was there. Jonna Blind is well known around arm wrestling tournaments around the world as the young reindeer herder from the very north of Sweden. She is actually a reindeer herder. Her family owns reindeers, and that's what she does most of the time. Also explaining some of the wrist strength there. But she's up against a very, very difficult opponent, Goncharenka of the Ukraine. There's nobody who's going to let themselves be run over. The referee's grip being set there. And meet up. And it slips out mid-table. Slips out mid-table. looks like a very even power matchup right there. And let's see what happens in the straps. It's actually Goncharenka being first of in the start, but just an inch, and Blind answers up, stops mid-table and slips apart. So now we're both in the referee's grip and in the straps. There's the straps are on, and the referee indicates the referee's grip again, reminding them to just keep still, absolutely still. We don't want something decided on fouls unless necessary. Fingers closed down there, and there we are. And it is Goncharenka. Goncharenka powers through the Swede and takes the final spot.
Anastasia Goncharenka is through to the final. We continue with the men's 60 kilo. The men's 60 kilo, where we have at 24 years of age, weighing in at exactly 60 kilos, representing Armenia, Ashot Adamyan. And up against him, 36 years of age, also at exactly 60 kilos, representing Russia, Robert Chomaev.
Ashot Adamyan has been seen for a while as well, since he came up through the juniors and the under-21. The top names very, very often manage to hold on to their positions coming through and up, although it is a huge leap. A few years ago, before the under-21 was created, it was a leap from the under-18 up to the seniors, which was a huge step. Now, the under-21 categories have become a stepping stone, and we see a lot of these young athletes who manage their development very, very well with that. Adamyan, now 24, came that way as well. Chomaev, is 12 years older than his opponent. Adamyan looking for that inside. That's normally where he wants to be, right inside. And
Go!
And it's a coincidental elbow foul. Both elbows come off the table. And no foul is counted. And we're in at the setup again. Chomaev looked fairly happy going along to the inside and wasn't trying to get away from it at all. Referee, however, wants to start. The hands all straightened up.
Go!
There is an elbow foul for Chomaev. Elbow foul for Chomaev. Chomaev seeming slightly stronger, gaining the advantage in both the starts. Doesn't at all mind being inside there. There's his elbow off the back, and that is an entirely correct call. He wasn't able to get that far without moving his elbow too far back. And there's always a lot of discussion about fouls, but the fact is, if you have a rule somewhere, there's got to be drawn a line, and something has to happen if you cross that line. In this case, the pads have ends, and if you come off them, that's where it stops. Second elbow foul for Chomaev. Chomaev and Adamyan is through to the final.
Ashot Adamyan of Armenia through to the final. We continue with the women's 55. The women's 55. Weighing in at 54.5 kilos, 34 years of age, representing Ukraine, Victoria Ilyushina. And up against her, only 22 years of age, weighing in at 54 exactly, representing Bulgaria, Dimitrina Dimitrova.
Again, one of these top matchups in the category. Ilyushina, 34 years of age, has been a dominant force in women's arm wrestling for years. And we watched Dimitrova develop from the juniors up. And this is her first year. Well, she did pull seniors before as well, but this is her first year where she's not allowed in the under 21s, 22 years of age now. And she definitely has it in her to be the world's best light midweight for years to come. Just look at the way she has been developing over the last couple of years is remarkable. But then again, here she's up against a world of Russian experience of arm wrestling. There's the call for the referee's grip. And hands are held parallel there. Nothing is allowed to move above tabletop. And Dimitrova dominates that, and it's a slip out from Ilyushina just in time to save her in the match and get her a restart up there. And Dimitrova's wrist made very short work of Ilyushina's resistance. And I don't think the straps are going to be helping Ilyushina at all. It just seemed to be too much of a difference between them in that quick start there. So you're in the referee's grip and the straps are on. Dimitrova setting up for the drive sideways. Her leg is just up against the table just to be able to push right through over to the side.
Stop.
Dimitrova's elbow come off, and obviously the straps did change the game. And it did seem like Ilyushina was totally in control of that hit in the straps.
Go.
There we go, Dimitrova inside has been tutored by Krasimir Konstantinov, and that's where that comes out, that powerful inside. Nice and slow, doing it exactly the way it should be done.
Dimitrina Dimitrova is through to the final. We move on to the men's 65 kilo. The men's 65 kilo. At 22 years of age, weighing in at 59 kilos, representing Turkey, Yusuf Ziya Yıldızoglu. And up against him at 47 years of age, weighing in at exactly 65 kilos, representing Georgia, Jambuli Vibliani.
This is a very interesting matchup here. Again, Vibliani being an institution in arm wrestling, has been around forever, 47 years old, and also weighing in at the maximum allowed, exactly 65 kilos, while there's a 10% weight advantage in that because Yıldızoglu has only come in at 59 kilos and he's 22 years old. And that makes us a very interesting clash. Bibliani is a difficult man to beat. Looking for a starting position there. Looking for a straightened wrist there. Yıldızoglu has got his leg up to drive in sideways there. If he gets there. Oh yeah.
Stop!
Bibliani didn't mind that at all. He went in there and just took his spot in the final.
Jambuli Bibliani through to the final. And we are on to the women's 60 kilo. The women's 60 kilo. To the table at 33 years of age, representing Russia, Irina Mazurenka. And up against her at 25 years of age, weighing in at 59.9 kilos, Victoria Karlsson.
Mazurenko up at the table. We have in the final Afonina of Russia waiting for one of the two ladies, and Afonina didn't seem to have much trouble getting through to there. Both of the Russians in the top three as it is now. Victoria Karlsson making her way up there and trying to place herself ahead of one or two of them, but she first has to get through the semifinal, and Mazurenko here. Powerful young arm wrestler, developing Storuman up where Heidi Andersson comes from, and does as she's moved down a weight category the last couple of years, and has kept her power from as far as we know. And there it is, Victoria Karlsson is through to the final.
Victoria Karlsson goes through to the European Championships final. And we move to the 70 kilo, the men's 70 kilo. And we have at 22 years of age, weighing in at 69.5 kilos, representing Moldova, Daniel Prokopchuk. And up against him, representing Georgia at only 20 years of age, Irakli Zirekashvili.
Artur Makarov awaits in the final in the men's 70, and it is going to be Prokopchuk or Zirekashvili. Very young group of contenders in the top here in the 70. Prokopchuk 22, Zirekashvili dominating the under 21 category as well. Prokopchuk just out of there now, has been very known to be a very powerful arm wrestler, but of course the Georgian team, as when it comes to power arm wrestling, are arguably the best in the world. There's a quick slip out there, and we will tie them together. That's a quick slip out, and there is no indication of any sort of direction that might be going in. And as we tighten it down, we know this might possibly change it. The strap arm wrestling is slightly different from without. There are things you can do and things you can't do. in the strap. And there are athletes that do specialize and do everything they can to end up in the straps. Now, there is a bit of a danger in that because you will be fouled if you intentionally let go. It's considered running away from arm wrestling if you let go and pull out. Reasonable point of view. Prokopchuk and Zirikashvili right at the middle of the table as the go comes off there, and Prokopchuk working his way towards him. Zirikashvili looking for a counter, moving forward, trying to use the full extent of the elbow pad without coming off it. This is very skilled arm wrestling. Oh no, there's an elbow bounce off, and it is Prokopchuk who has his elbow come off. That is some very, very neat arm wrestling. Looking for any angle in, any way around the opponent's lock. And we saw Zirikashvili really trying here, trying there, and although the hand didn't move very far sideways, it was very obvious how he was maneuvering around these angles to try and find a way to get through. Back into the table then. Straps on again. Important with a bit of experience in the arm wrestling, because when you do set up like this and when it gets extended in this way, then a lot of energy can be wasted in the setup. So being able to just relax while this is happening, while you're being tied together, is really a key to be able to perform at your very top at the go. Here we are again. The scene. I was saying, totally even development in the second start. So he's really not very happy with Prokopchuk's wrist.
Go!
Oh, Zirikashvili going for the outside. Trying to get around Prokopchuk's wrist. Prokopchuk still holding on, driving in towards the inside. So evenly matched, but it's a different positioning here. And there is a control. Zirikashvili has a very nice position, but it's also about he's at the back of the pad with his elbow. He can't go very much further. And Prokopchuk has just locked in very well. Look at Zirikashvili's maneuvering, keeping the control. That's so disciplined, that's so elegant, that's so skilled. That is, and don't for a moment believe that there's no pressure on there. There's an immense amount of pressure on there, and it's just about not losing yourself in any way, trying to dominate it. Zirikashvili waiting for the, there he goes. Oh yes, there's another move, trying to gain some height on the hand. Prokopchuk hoping for an elbow foul from his opponent, and he's spending a little bit too much attention to his opponent's elbow rather than his arm wrestling. And the question of what the call is going to be, because he actually did work his way right out of those straps. That is very, very tidy arm wrestling from Zirikashvili. And there is a sidebar between the referees of what happened there. And if this doesn't go Zirikashvili's way, I'm afraid we will be having and it's a restart. It's a restart because of the strap coming undone. It is a reasonable call because that ends up a very strange situation. And I am so impressed by the arm wrestling from the young Georgian. Irakli Zirikashvili is doing absolutely everything in the book. Now, just getting his hand down there is also not going to be enough. He's actually going to have to get his opponent's fingers down there. And that you're allowing some time to step down. Some water back there. Prokopchuk is up by the stage, and there we have Zergashvili back up to the table. Again, this is high quality arm wrestling right here.
So you have one foul. One foul. You no foul.
Back in again. Challenge is to get those straps right on again. Both of the athletes looking down to shouting coaches down in the audience. I'm going to guess they have a fairly good idea of what they need to do. And I don't think that any of the coaches are bringing any new information in any sense. They're just getting worked up about the situation. There we go. Right up there. Prokopchuk seems happy enough with Akli. Zergashvili not as comfortable here, and he has a bit of a challenge to refocus. There's the referee's grip, just because he was actually winning the last match as the strap is pulled apart. Referee's grip, reminded in, shoulders in again. Looking for a go at the word. There is a movement from somebody.
Go!
Oh, there we go again. Same position again. Zergashvili controlling it. Zergashvili controlling it. So comfortable there. Prokopchuk trying to work down through there, but there's no way he's going to be getting down through that lock until Zergashvili fades out. And the trick here for Prokopchuk is to keep that pressure on, just hoping that it's going to cost Zergashvili more than it's going to cost him. There we go again. See that game plan from Zergashvili. Working up. Moving forward. There's an attack from Prokopchuk. Inwards. And he does get through. Daniel Prokopchuk manages to get through eventually, and that is impressive.
Daniel Prokopchuk takes the spot in the final. We are on to the women's 65 kilo. The women's 65 kilo. First up to the semi-final table at 21 years of age, weighing in at 61 kilos, representing Russia, Elmira Alieva. And at 41 years of age, weighing in at 64.9, representing Poland, Marlena Wawrzyniak.
Wawrzyniak with the support of the Polish home crowd here in Katowice. Steps up to the table. She did win the Masters category earlier in the week. Now she's up against a under 21. The junior is up and the seniors up to the semifinal as well. The Georgian, seemingly invincible Irina Driaeva, is in the final waiting for one of them. Wawrzyniak has a Absolutely has the power to pull this off, as long as nothing gets in their head about expectations and the feel of the moment and so on. That has happened earlier in the finals. Oh, no, that's just lead arm wrestling right down there.
Wawrzyniak through to the final. And we are on to the men's 75 kilo. The men's 75 kilo. Up to the table. 26 years of age, representing Bulgaria, Sviatoslav Kalchev. And up against him at 25 years of age, representing Russia, Petag Zitiev.
Kalchev, Zitiev, the 75 kilo semi-final. David Samushia of Georgia waiting in the final for one of them later on this evening. Bulgaria has always been an extremely strong men's team in the seniors, and there are, as we come up above the 70-75 kilo level, they are in almost every final in some way normally, but I'm going to say that they haven't been entirely thrilled with the development today in the heavier categories. The light heavyweights, at least I'd say. Kalchev to the left.
Shoulder, I will warn you. You open, I will give a warning. Don't move. Wrists. Don't move. Ready. Go!
Quick hit out to the straps. No indication whatsoever of what might be in store for us there. It's just such a quick step out.
Come on, Galia. Strap match. Elbows down, open your hands, just relax.
Let's see it in the slow-mo and see if we can detect anything there. There it is, right to the middle. All it is, Kalchev's wrist giving way a little bit, but it might be changed entirely by the straps. Again on. Such focus as the strap is tied up. And there we have Kalchev just lifting up towards himself. He's being told to put his hand back down to the middle. And here we are, getting close to the starting point. Setting up in the middle, shoulder squared in. There's a warning for a false start for Zitiev.
Okay, guys.
There's the referee's grip then.
Any movement to the fall, not move anymore. Like this. Like this. Like this. Go for it. Shoulder. Keep strap over here.
Here we go again with the careful setup. Nothing is allowed to move. Shoulders again, he moves his shoulder forward under the referee's instruction.
Go!
Ooh, look at that slam. Look at that slam from Petag Zitiev, and he is through to the final. That is such an immediate hit.
Petag Zitiev goes through to the final. We are on to the women's 70 kilo. The women's 70 kilo. And we have to the table 22 years of age, representing Slovakia, Rebeka Martinkovićova. And up against her, also 22 years old, weighing in at exactly 70 kilos, representing Russia, Victoria Voronina.
I don't have the screen. Wait. I need the screen. Angelina.
Two young arm wrestlers up in the semifinal here. While we have the undefeated finalist already waiting, Brita Ivanfi. She's 39 years of age and won the left arm yesterday, and I spoke to the Hungarian team captain earlier today, and he was worried about Ivanfi's refocusing for the right arm, and obviously she's done very well refocusing. She's not even in the discussion in the semifinal. She's waiting calmly and comfortably in the final for one of them. Elbow foul for Martinkovićova. There's a lot of power in that hit. Voronina minding her shoulder a little bit. She felt that. Oh, look at the hit from Voronina. Has always been such an incredible hitter, and just to be able to actually stop that is beyond me, because when Voronina's hit comes across like that, I have seen
Second elbow fall.
heavyweight
Winner.
world stars go down.
And it is a win for Victoria Voronina. Victoria Voronina takes the spot in the final. We move to the men's 80 kilo. The men's 80 kilo, where we have, at 27 years of age, representing Georgia, up to the table, Zurab Kamberidze. And undefeated to the final table, at 47 years of age, representing Bulgaria, Zvetan Gashevsky.
It's always a pleasure watching Zvetan Gashevsky step up to the table. There are arm wrestlers 3 generations ago who remember the incredible power of Gashevsky as he dominated in the 90s already. And now, 2017, he's in the European Championship semifinals against Georgia's best in the category. And the match is interrupted. And I think the concern is regarding the previous match.
Sorry about that.
Yes, there was a discussion about the previous match, and there is a protest being handled in that one, as doesn't affect this match at all, and the interruption is shed off, and quick slip out, and the straps come out. So see that happen in slow motion again. Oh, yep. Svetan Gashevsky's hand doesn't move at all. When you get to see the slip outs in a slow motion, it just comes so clear at the skill of the top level referees here, just detecting exactly what happens and that nobody's actually intentionally letting go. And it also tells us so much about. Just look at the setup here. Gashevsky's been working away from Tavberidze's inside. Tavberidze setting up to hit inside. Oh, and there's that development. Can he sort this out? Elbow comes off for Gashevsky. No, sorry, Tavberidze's elbow comes off. Tavberidze's elbow is off. And oh, look at that. Just stopping that hit there is so incredible. Starts working up, and I'm going to say that is an intentional elbow foul from Tavberidze. He felt Gashevsky turning his hand back and didn't like what was happening. Now, there is a little loophole in the rules that will allow for an arm wrestler to take a foul in that situation and get a restart, but that would put them on thin ice, because if it happens again, they lose the match. And there we go. That's not by intent. It's simply not possible to hold it down.
Svetan Gashevsky through to the final.
Yes, but we won't wait. We continue. Yeah. And we get back to this if it's... Yeah.
In the previous match, in the previous final, in the women's 70 is under protest. The women's 70 kilo between Martinkovichova and Voronina is under protest from Slovakia, and we will be getting back to that once it has been reviewed properly. We continue with the women's 80 kilo. We continue with the women's 80 kilo. Coming to the table at 40 years of age, weighing in at 76.8, representing Ukraine, Lilia Zanko. And up against her at 43 years of age, weighing in at an even 80 kilos, representing Russia, Ruzia Gabdrakhmanova.
The semifinals keep running, and the semi-final in the ladies' 70 is under protest. The syndicate is under protest from Slovakia, and it will be addressed as it is on the side of the stage actually going on and being reviewed at the moment. Doesn't affect what's going on stage, but it might possibly bring us back to that final if the protest is upheld.
Elbows down, grip at the center. Elbows down. Elbows down. Keep the elbows down.
Gabdrakhmanova.
Center, shoulder. Shoulder, Russia. Shoulder, Russia. Wrist. Keep the center. Elbows down. Elbows down. Keep the
Looking
wrist.
for thumb knuckles up there.
Wrist, currently. Wrist, Ukraine. Wrist, Ukraine. Are you warning? Over here. Don't move. Ready, go!
Mid of table, and Gabdrakhmanova moves over to her side, and as the pressure is answered by Zanko, it slips
Strap match.
apart
Elbows
and the
down,
straps
open
come
your
out.
hands. Relax, just strap.
See this again. It's actually Zanko moving first, and then there's just that rotation up towards the
or
top
down.
from Gabdrakhmanova,
Up or down.
and slips it out.
Down. Down. Relax your hands. Open your fingers. Open. Over here. Okay.
Looking for a starting position in the straps.
Fine. Elbows
We were
down.
informed that the 70-kilo final,
Reach.
semi-final protest is denied.
Turning.
The
Breathe.
semi-final in the 70 kilos is denied, and we won't be getting the back-to-back. The results will stand.
Breathe.
We'll
You're
be
great. You're
going
great.
out through
Breathe. One
to
warning.
the final.
Breathe.
There's a warning.
The leg.
There's a warning.
Breathe. Turn.
I think for the Zanko.
Keep the sand over here. Keep elbow down. 2 warnings. 1 foul.
There's a foul for Zanko. The second
Keep
warning.
your elbow down. Keep the center. Close your hands. Elbows down. Okay, girls.
And there's the referee's grip. There's the referee's
You'll
grip.
have 1 foul. 2 warnings.
Cost Zanko a
Here.
foul getting there.
Face down. Like this. Like this.
But Drakhmanova has the bigger hand.
Open your hands.
And obviously Zanko was not very comfortable with that
Let people fall.
grip.
Don't move. Don't move. You first. Over here. Don't move. Follow me. Don't move anyway. Over here. Follow me.
Here it closes down.
Ready? Go! Stop!
Oh, yes. Just look at that strength. Gabdrakhmanova making short work of it as it happens.
Russia Gabdrakhmanova goes through to the final. We are also informed that the protest in the earlier semi-final has been denied. The protest in the 70 kilo has been denied. And we continue with the men's 85 kilo. The men's 85 kilo. Coming to the table, representing Bulgaria, weighing in at 83 kilos, Plamen Dimitrov. And at 22 years of age, weighing in at 84.7, representing Georgia, Elchin Binatov.
Dimitrov, Bulgaria, Binatov, Georgia, up to the table. This is a category where, interestingly, we have Azimurad Zoloyev of Russia, who is in at 85 kilos and undefeated in the final weight for one, and probably the most pleasant arm wrestler around, and also ruling supreme in whatever category he steps up to. And if any, I actually saw him have a few tough fights in the qualifiers today, but he is undefeated up to the final, and I don't think he is going to be threatened by any of these two, but one of them will get to try. Again, we see Binatov with a sort of classical Georgian grip up, fairly low down, looking to go inside. And there's the referee's grip. Referee asks where they want their thumbs, and back into the table to arrange it accordingly. comes off in the hit. It's not actually an elbow, it's a false start in the referee's grip, and a false start in the referee's grip will give you a foul, and it's Binatov. He starts, yeah, that's just his curling in, hitting in early. David Sheed on the downside of the table being the EF head referee doesn't miss that, and it was Yelchin Binatov just trying to get where he wanted to be earlier than he was supposed. Dimitrov, feet far under the table, looking to load up backwards to stop that from coming in. There he goes. Coincidental foul. Both elbows come off. Now you would ask why that is being called at all and why it doesn't just get to continue. And the reason is that you have each referee focusing on one athlete's elbow each, which means that they have no way of being sure of the total situation. They call their elbow, the other referee calls their elbow, and it happens at the same time. No foul is given or counted.
Go!
There's a second false start in there, and Plamen Dimitrov looks good, takes the win, but looks like he would have preferred to pull for it.
Plamen Dimitrov through to the final. We move to the women plus 80. The women plus 80. Stepping up to the semi-final, representing Belarus, Tatiana Kalyuk. And up against her, representing Russia, Alina Samotoy.
Kalyuk and Samotoy battling it out for a spot against Eglovaikute in the final. The arm wrestling level and the ladies heavyweights are just so incredible. And you would think it would be about strength and power. It is obviously an enormous amount of power in there, but it's also the sheer speed and explosiveness of it. Now, Kalyuk is incredibly strong, and Samotoy has a whip hand start that is just unbelievable. Referee's grip call there. Thumbs down, fingers come down there. There's Samotoy's fingers also. And Samotoy, oh, look at that schoolbook top roll. Alina Samotoy that goes through to the final.
Alina Samotoy through to the final. And we are on to the 90 kilo semifinal. The 90 kilo semifinal, representing Bulgaria, weighing in at 85 kilos, Sasho Andreev. And up against him, representing the hosting nation of Poland, Tomasz Szewczyk.
Szewczyk in the semi-final, and in this category I'm going to say that it is a great great accomplishment as such. We have Evgeny Prudnik. We have
Down.
Prudnik waiting in the final for one of these men, and he had a bit of a battle, but decided on fouls against Andreev in the qualifiers. Shevchuk is very, very strong, but had it been anybody but the Bulgarian wonder boy, it might have been a discussion, but it is not. And there it's all over, and Andreev is through to the final.
Sasho Andreev through to the final. We move to the 100 kilo. The 100 kilo. Coming to the table, weighing in at 97.3 at 31 years of age, representing Ukraine, Aider Alivinov. And up against him, weighing in at 99.4 at 27 years of age, representing Georgia, Levani Modzonelidze.
We have the 100 kilo final, where Alivinov, again, always in the running in the light heavyweight categories. Kolesnichenko, the winner of the left arm at 39-year-old Russian, is in the final, waiting for one of these two guys to come through against him. Modzonelidze. Not as well known on the international stage as Alivinov.
Go!
Strong enough, though. He's right inside, getting it through once more. And look at that. Yeah, all the way through, and he takes the final spot.
Levani Modzonelidze through to the final. We move on to the 110 kilo semi. The 110 kilo semi, where we have at 30 years of age, weighing in at exactly 110 kilos, representing Georgia, Revaz Lutitse. And against him, weighing in also at exactly 110 at 29 years of age, David Boyakamchan, representing Armenia. David Boyakamchan up to the table against Lutitse.
Boyakamchan of Armenia and Lutitse of Georgia. We have the 10 kilo lighter, Vitaly Laletin, in the final, waiting for one of them, and he's just made such short work of everybody walking through. The qualifiers with no effort at all. And his left arm win yesterday was extremely convincing. Kostavinov took the beating in the final then. Kostavinov moved up to the heavyweight in the right arm, but didn't help him. He's gone in the top running there. There's the referee's grip. Lutitse looking to be inside. Here we are, in at the table, and it is the referee's grip. I think we'll be needing the straps in this one. I think they will be inside. against palm, wrist against wrist.
Ready, go!
It's a hit, and there's a nice catch from Boyakcan. And Lutitsa's elbow comes off as Boyakcan turns that around and goes back to the middle of the table.
To a table, Georgia.
Armenia.
The referee slightly annoyed with the semi-finalists
Georgia. Same.
doing more than stepping back from the table, actually almost walking off stage. There are discussions about tightening this down or allowing a lot of space. They're not there yet, and in the semi-finals and finals we do want everything brought into the table when this, so the focusing is allowed. Oh, and there we are, just holding it away from the top, and Boyakcan does that so neatly, and he knows that he's through when he's got the control of the hand like that.
David Boyakcan is through to the final. We move to the plus 110 kilo semi. The plus 110 kilo semi-final at 137 kilos weight. Stepping up to the semi-final representing Georgia, Gennady Vikvinya. And up against him at 121 kilos weight representing Romania, Sabin Badulescu.
Vikvinya and Badulescu up to the semi-final. We have the Georgian giant undefeated in the final. Levan Saginashvili has slammed through them all during the qualifiers. He took a win against Vikvinya, although that was Vikvinya walking him through and attempting to get back through the semi-finals to make it a more Georgian final, and it might very, very well happen. Badulescu is no joke, but Vikvinya's power is immense. A bit of fuss around. And referee looking for, here's the referee's grip from the start now. He was tired of looking for thumb knuckles in that punch and decided to set the grip down as he wants it. Referee's grip now then from
Ready, go. Oh!
elbow.
First referee's grip, one foul.
Ah, no, it's a false start in referee's grip, and it's a foul for Badulescu. It's not an elbow foul, it is a false start in the referee's grip. Badulescu knowing very well what sort of power Vikvinya packs on the inside, and his best shot is to try to come around the top. He's still in the referee's grip. Well, Badulescu sticking with his game plan. And as we do say, it is his best option. See this quick hit as it comes back. Oh yeah, that is a beautiful study on what happens in arm wrestling. You see Kikunia's fingers tightening down towards the inside, and then you get Badulescu's hit up towards the little and ring finger, mainly of Kikunia's hand, and you see Kikunia's fingers opening up under that head. And it's something you won't be seeing very often, so if you did get a screenshot of it, save it. So here we go again then. Straps and referee's grips. Badulescu does have a plan. And I'm going to say the straps will be helping Kikinia here. But
Ready, go!
oh no, they're not. Badulescu gets a hold, controls. Oh yes, this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Oh, there's a lock there. He's not through, and he wants to be keeping his elbow on the pad there. Kikinia has lost his wrist. He doesn't know what to do about it at this stage. Right on the corner. That is such experience from Badulescu, just being right at the very, very back of the pad. And what was called? Just looking for a signal.
Elbow foul, second foul.
Second foul for Badulescu, and Gennady Kikinia goes through to the final by the skin of his teeth.
Gennady Kikinia through to the final by the way of 2 fouls. That was the last semi-final, and we will be looking at some highlights from the day, and we'll be starting with the finals in a few minutes. We will be starting with the finals in a few minutes. And we are back for the finals of the European Championship. We have in the men's 55 kilo final, coming to the table by the way of one loss in the qualifiers through the semi-final, representing Georgia, Zaur Kubashvili. And undefeated to the final table, also representing Georgia, Levani Bogosiani.
Bogosiani joined in the final by his countryman Kubashvili, who ran through Balayus in the semi-final.
Okay. Okay, keep the center, shoulder square. Good. Quickly, turning. Keep straight for me. Start. Come on, quickly. Elbow back. Yep. Shoulder, shoulder. Shoulder square. Yep. Show me no toe.
Bogosiani, 23 years of age. Kubashvili, 24.
Both. I need a wrist. Keep the grip. Shin back. Shin back. Don't move. You're not health. You're recovering. Not health. You're here.
Looking for starting.
Stop moving. Ready. Go! Strap.
And it's to the straps. It's to the straps. I'm gonna Kubashvili getting out just in time, and
Strap in action. Open your hands.
I think that could have been called a win for Bogosiani as well. The slip out is very way down towards the pin. Just to see that in slow-mo again. Yeah, it's a generous call on the straps, but I'm sure Bogosiani won't mind doing it in the straps as well. And in the finals, we're in the situation where the undefeated athlete does have the advantage in the upper hand, needing one win only, while as the finalists coming through the semi-final who suffered one loss earlier during the day will have to win twice, because the first win would only set them equal to their opponent. Arm wrestling main goal format is all about not losing twice. And
Don't move.
if you've come with one defeat, you have lost once.
One foul. One warning.
Foul.
Sorry. One warning.
No,
One start.
it's not a referee's grip, it's a warning. It's a warning, so
Shoulder back.
a warning for Bogosiani for a false start.
Breathe. Over here. Ready. Go!
Deep on the inside,
Stop!
and there it is. Bogosiani takes the European title.
Levani Bogosiani takes the European title. We move to the women's 50-kilo final. The women's 50-kilo final. With one loss in the qualifiers, coming by the way of the semi-final, representing Ukraine, Anastasia Goncharenko. And undefeated, up against her, representing Russia, Elizaveta Rezhetnik.
Goncharenko defeating Jonna Blind in the semi-final. And Rezhetnik taking no loss to anybody. And if you ever meet anybody who says they have long hair, there is absolutely nothing compared to Rezhetnik. She's 27 years of age, and I doubt that hair has ever been shortened more than necessary at all. Looking for some thumb knuckles in there. It's a 50-kilo category, Rezhetnik. upper hand. One more win to the title.
Second warning, knuckles, 1-4 on knuckles.
And there's a warning for, I don't think that's a foul, that's a warning for Goncharenko not lowering her hand. Although the referee did signal no foul, it was undoubtedly the warning he mentioned that he intended. There's the referee's grip then. There's the referee's grip. Now, if it were to happen here, this would immediately be a foul. Ooh, another aggression. That is just amazing how that just switches on from complete calmness, a slight shake of the head, not entirely happy with the gripping, and then it's just an explosion of power for Rzecznik. Going off like a gunshot. Goncharenko gets out of that, but is tied into Rzecznik now. And let's just see. Rzecznik is in full control of this, and with the straps on. Goncharenko answers up, and look at the power there. Goncharenko holding off.
Stop! Easy contact in the peg. 1-4.
And there is a foul for the Rzecznik. She lets go of the peg with the other hand, and that is would appear a strange foul if you don't know about it, but the Rzecznik absolutely knows about it. You see her slapping her own forehead over it, and it's got to do, actually in the end it's got to do with the safety issue, because you let go of that peg, you can turn yourself into a very weird position, and your arm will snap off if you do that, so that is why you need to keep Goncharenko stopping Rzecznik. Mid-table, Rzecznik's wrist letting go there, and Goncharenko finding the opening she needs. Oh, and Goncharenko forces the rematch. Goncharenko forces the rematch, and Rzecznik's advantage is gone.
Anastasia Goncharenko wins the first final and forces a rematch in the ladies 15. We move on to the men's 60 kilo. The men's 60 kilo. Coming through the semi-final, having suffered one loss in the qualifiers, representing Armenia, Ashot Adamyan. And undefeated to the final table, representing Georgia, Imeda Chincharauli.
Amazing arm wrestling that we're seeing in these European finals. We just saw Ukraine's lightweight arm wrestling starter Goncharenko even the score against the Rzecznik in Russia, and we will be getting back to them in a moment after this final. Ashot Damian. Athletes set up on the wrong side of the table. We reserve the left-hand side of the table for the undefeated athletes. Damian an extra platform up there. He's entitled to it. It's got to do with the angle he wants to be working into. He's got his hip almost above table line as well. By that, there's no limit really in that sense. Cinciaroli with not even the first platform raised.
Go!
Oh, look at that control and down, and Cinciaroli takes the title.
Imeda Cinciaroli takes the European title. We move back to the ladies 50 kilo. The ladies 50 kilo for the rematch. We have one win each, and welcome back to the table, Elizaveta Rezhetnik and Anastasia Goncharenko.
Cinciaroli so in control of that match. And puts Adamian in second. So it's the rematch between Goncharenko and Rezhetnik, and Goncharenko turns it around from one loss down to winning the first final match between them. And this is a difficult spot to be in mentally for Rezhetnik. She had an advantage, she's lost the advantage, and also the latest match between them she lost. On top of it all, in no indecisive way, it was just the sheer powering through of Goncharenko that Goncharenko's hit quick up to the top, and we slip out to the straps.
Great.
Rezhetnik sort of fading in focus in some ways. See there, the tension on her face not as sharp as it was earlier. We have been missing a couple of well-known European names, as Rakiraz of Turkey and Babayeva of Slovakia are not in the category. And thinking that the level would have been any lower, it proved not to be. Goncharenko and Rezhetnik and some of the other goals in the running have brought an incredible level of arm wrestling to these championships.
Ready, go!
Mid-table. And it is. We're just waiting for the referee signal. And there it is, hands in the air, and Anastasia Goncharenko takes the European title.
Anastasia Goncharenko turns around and takes the European title. We are on to the women's 55. The women's 55 kilo final, with one loss in the qualifiers, coming by the way of the semifinal, representing Bulgaria, Dimitrina Dimitrova. And undefeated to the table, representing Russia, Alina Volkova.
Volkova up to the table. And there is not a human body on earth possibly more suitable to arm wrestle in its proportions than Volkova. Her arms just are so suitable, her huge hands, very long forearms, and then just the way she puts them to good use. Dimitrova is in a development curve that has been incredible over her upper teens and into her early 20s now. Referee's grip has been called. Looking for a starting position. Fingers closed down there.
Stop.
And it's an elbow foul for Volkova. And you just see how it's a fairly even start right at the beginning, and then Dimitrova's wrist just snaps backwards as she lets go, and Volkova gaining control or the advantage over the hand doesn't help her as it bounces her elbow off the pad. Still in the referee's grip.
Go.
And here are the straps again, the same scenario again. As Volkova pours the power on, it pops Dimitrova's wrist back slowly. And there it is, and it slips mid-table. Just the sheer wrist strength of Volkova and Dimitrova meeting it up there, and just as it holds on, the pressure up against the fingers just starts moving her arm sideways, and then the wrist, being the weakest link, pops down. In the straps, she will be able to try and arm wrestle with a flopped wrist because the straps will be keeping them together anyway. And that would equal the advantage that Volkova's bigger hand gives her. Possibly that is Dimitrina Dimitrova's game plan from the start. Trying Volkova's wrist first, not getting anywhere there, flopping around, slipping out and waiting for the straps, which will give her an opportunity to try her arm against Volkova's arm rather than hand against hand. We are in the referee's grip and we are in the straps. Fingers come down.
Go!
And there it is, deep on the inside. Can she do that? She's so close. It's not all the way down yet. And there's a counter from Volkova. Does that bring Volkova off the back of the pad? What is the discussion? That's a coincidental elbow foul. Both elbows are off their pads. Mind you, it was all Volkova was doing though, because she did the pulling. She brought her own elbow and Dimitrova's off the pads. Still in the straps. Still in the referee's grip. Shoulder squared in. Fingers closed down.
Go!
And again, Dimitrova goes for the inside, and there it's the pin, and she forces a rematch as well here.
Dimitrova forces a rematch in the ladies' 55. Dimitrova equals the score, and we will be back for the rematch after the next final. On to the men's 65 kilo. The men's 65 kilo coming to the final by the way of the semi-final and one loss in the qualifiers, representing Georgia, Jambuli Vibliani. And undefeated to the final table, representing Russia, Oleg Cherkasov.
Vibliani indicates he wants the platform up. Cherkasov wants his down again. Vibliani, 21 years older than his opponent. Setting it up for a start, trying to get a square grip without setting a referee's grip. Looking for some thumb knuckles in there. Elbow foul for Jambuli Vibliani as he turns in, comes over Cherkasov's hand, although it's on the inside. He's still on the top there, and yeah, just lifts the elbow off instinctively and trying to get a bit of advantage. It's just a slight bounce, but it does give you that little extra edge, gives you a bit of height, and could keep that movement down towards the pad as Cherkasov was putting on some stopping power there. And it's back into the table. One
foul. Elbows down.
Foul for Jambuli Vibliani.
Georgia, Turnley. Russia, Greece, Turnley. Rotate.
For a start again, rotating up the hands.
I'll be warning. Over here.
Ended up on the inside, and I don't see that's going to go the same way again.
Elbow down. Greece, Georgia.
So it looks set up to come inside.
Go!
Right inside, Vibliani hits hard there.
Elbow.
Second elbow for Vibliani, and Cherkasov wards off the attack and takes the title.
Oleg Cherkasov takes the title. We move back to the women's 55. The women's 55. Welcome back to the table, Alina Volkova and Dimitrina Dimitrova.
We have Dimitrova equaling the score in the first final and taking away Volkova's advantage. Now all she has to do is just repeat that once more. And again, she has given away a bit of information about what she will be wanting to do to Volkova in the first match. And it's quite possible that game changes. And there we go, the Russian and Bulgarian crowds going off in the auditorium. And the referee instructs Dimitrova to take her grip. And there's the referee's grip. Referee's had enough of the fidgeting about and decides that he'll set the grip instead. So evenly matched. Will come down to these little details. Ooh, and there again that quick hit.
One foul, pulling out underneath.
And there is a foul for intentional slip. Is not given a loss for it. Happens mid-table, but she's given the foul for not attempting to arm wrestle, but attempting to get away from Volkova's wrist. Thumbs down again. She's not going to be able to risk doing that again, because if she does that again, she will lose the match. By just getting position, she's going to have to try and...
One foul.
And there is a foul for Volkova, knifing in or turning in her hand in the referee's grip. So now there's a foul each. Thumbs down again. Here we go. There are Volkova's fingers closed down by the referee. There are Dimitrova's, and there we go. Volkova controlling it up there. And there it is.
Alina Volkova fights off the attack and takes the title. We move to the women's 60 kilo. The women's 60 kilo. Coming with one loss in the qualifiers through the semifinal. Representing Sweden, Victoria Karlsson. And undefeated to the final table, representing Russia, Ekaterina Afonina.
Victoria Karlsson, 25-year-old Swedish athlete from the very north of Sweden. Got through Irina Mazurenko in the semi-final to get to challenge Afonina. Waiting up by the table, Afonina walks up there. Afonina very, very dominant in the qualifiers. And Victoria Karlsson is going to have to work a miracle to stop Afonina here. Afonina, 33 years of age. It's the amount of arm wrestling capacity there. And Victoria Karlsson, oh, look at that, look at the slam. It's all over.
Ekaterina Afonina takes the European title. And we are on to the men's 70 kilos. The men's 70 kilos. with one loss in the qualifiers, coming by the way of the semi-final, representing Moldova, Daniel Prokopchuk, and undefeated to the final table, representing Russia, Artur Makarov.
Prokopchuk in a very, very intense semi-final against Zirikashvili of Georgia earlier on. And getting through by patience and waiting for Zirikashvili's control to fade out. Makarov, however, comes undefeated. Looks very confident there, and there's the reason. It's a slam, but it's a false start, so they're going to have to try and do it again. And Prokopchuk doesn't seem all too upset about it. He knows the capacity of his opponent. And he has reached the final, which he was overjoyed with in the semi. So we'll have to do it again. It's a nice hit, though, from Makarov.
One warning. Straight the wrist.
There is a warning for Prokopchuk not straightening his wrist when instructed to do so. If I was facing Makarov's hit, I would also want a nudge in my wrist ever so slightly. There's the call for the referee's grip. And Prokopchuk has decided to really try everything he can. Knows very well what Makarov can do. But doesn't mean he's going to give it away for free.
Go! Stop.
There it is. He has to do it in two angles, but with no difficulty.
Artur Makarov is the European champion. And we move to the women's 65. The women's 65. Coming to the table with one loss in the qualifiers through the semifinal, representing Poland, Marlena Wawrzyniak. And undefeated to the final table, representing Georgia, Irina Driaeva.
Wawrzyniak has the support of the home crowd here. She is an absolute world-class arm wrestler and has been so for many, many years. But Driaeva's power during the qualifiers is beyond discussion. Wawrzyniak's first challenge is try to avoid it on a pin and just stay in the game. Crowd going off Georgia and Polish crowd. filling the room. There's the call for the referee's grip. And the Georgian crowd started the cheering for Georgia and awoke the Polish crowd, who simply took over with the Poland chanting in the room. Elbow foul for Wawrzyniak. And it's a quick pin, and look at the power. The Polish crowd still loves Wawrzyniak.
Irina Driaeva is the European champion. We move to the men's 75. The men's 75 with one loss coming through the qualifiers. Representing Russia, Ketag Zitiev. And undefeated to the final table, representing Georgia, David Samusha.
Zitiev fighting his way through Kalchev of Bulgaria in the semi-final. Samusha is going to be a different cup of tea. Crowd is just, it is the Georgian crowd behind Samusha, just filling the room with noise. Elbow foul for Samusha as Zitiev hits back, pulls Samusha off the front of the pad. That start again. Oh, yep. Way off the front, and that's Zitiev's doing altogether. Foul was given correctly to Samusha. It's his job to keep his elbow down there. Look at that, almost. Is he all the way down? No, his elbow comes off the back, and that is just in time to save Samusha in the match at all. While he would still have another shot, even if Zitiev now wins this match, because Samusha came undefeated, but Ketag Zitiev is executing this almost perfectly, apart from the elbow coming off the back there, which got him that foul. it's a coincidental foul, no foul given, so Zitiev has no foul, and Samusha is stuck with his first one. And it is a warning for a false start. Samusha jumps the gun ever so slightly, and it's also probably the reason why he out hits Zitiev. That's clearly, it's just. Let's see if we can see this just before it happens. Oh yeah, there's a little twitch in of the wrist. Correct call of the referee. Catching that, because that would have decided the match if the referee hadn't caught it. Oh, that incredible working power of Zitiev. Coming over the top again is his elbow. Oh, he's just staying on right on the back of the pad with his elbow. Taking care, he's got his foot up there trying to press down. It's not helping him at that angle that much, though. And a sidebar between the referees. Zitiev. And it's to the straps. It's to the straps. The Russian crowd not very happy with that, neither did Zitiev. But it does actually happen as he works his way upwards. It's down there. Yeah, wow. Generous call again. And back in. This has got everything you want from a championship final, and about, I'd say all of the finals are bringing this, and we've seen a few quick slams, but we've seen immense battles over the table here. And it is a second foul after a sidebar there, and there will be a rematch. Correcting his call to there.
Gedag Zitiev takes the first win between them and forces a rematch. Zitiev forces a rematch, and we will be back to that final between them. We move on to the women's 70 kilo. The women's 70 kilo, where we have coming through the qualifiers with one loss, representing Russia, Victoria Voronina. And undefeated to the final table at 39 years of age, representing Hungary, Brigitta Ivanfi.
That was a very good correction and call, I must say, by the referees in the former match, and we will be seeing a rematch between Zitiev and Samusha. Samusha did, without actually attempting to turn it around, just escape out from under Zitiev's hand as he was in trouble there, and was given that foul for that. No reason to reward somebody for running away. If you don't want to arm wrestle and you pull your hand out, you're fouled. Now this is an interesting match here. Ivanfi so strong, and Voronina probably the most powerful and explosive hit in women's arm wrestling today. And it's an elbow foul for Ivanfi as she struggles to control Voronina's hit. See that again just from there. And that is Oh no, she comes off the back. She comes off clearly off the back as she's walked. She actually does stop the hit, and that alone is so impressive. She stops the hit, tries to climb over the top, pulls back, and her elbow comes way off the back.
Elbow down and take a grip.
A bit of fussing over the grip.
Hungary, shoulder.
Technically, the grip should be taken with the elbow on the pad, and if there is too much fuss about it, the referee will insist on it.
One warning. Hungary, knuckles, one warning.
There's a warning for not taking a grip. Ivanfi obviously looking for a referee's grip here. She's not happy with the grip that Voronina has on her thumb, and there's the referee's grip. Cannot believe the level of arm wrestling in these finals.
Hungary, like this.
In almost every category, I would say the European continent is way, way beyond the rest of the world in arm wrestling. There are a few categories where there would be the odd North American or Asian showing up, but in general, and especially in the women's categories, there obviously some of the Cossack ladies are very good, but the European finals are one or two notches above everything else.
Go! Stop.
Elbow foul for Voronina. See the same pattern as in the semifinals. Voronina keeps rubbing her shoulder, and obviously that hit is costing a bit of effort. I know Ivanfi came undefeated to this final, but what she does, and it's just so impressive how she can control Voronina's hit. It's just something I thought couldn't be done, to be honest. I thought that once that hit comes over the top, if you haven't stopped it right in the start, there's not much you can do. Ivanfi is proving me wrong.
Curling into referee's grip.
Second foul for Ivanfi, curling in the referee's grip, and Voronina forces a rematch.
Victoria Voronina wins the first final match and forces a rematch, and we move back to the men's 75. Back to the men's 75 kilo final for the rematch. One win each. Welcome back to the table, David Samushia and Ketag Zitiev.
This is intensity beyond anything else in arm wrestling. Samushia, Zitiev. Samushia came in undefended, but Zitiev so very, very dominant with his wrist on there, and it came down to a few fouls, but those fouls were not by stoppers. They were part of the chess game between them, part of the power and trying to control where you were on the table. Looking for a start.
Go!
And it's out to the straps again. Same situation again as Samushia tries to drive inside. Zitiev pulls back, holding on, gains control of the wrist. Look at that. As it comes on. It is, sorry, I was reading that wrong without the slow-mo. With the slow-mo, it's actually Zitiev's hand that folds forward. Russian crowd going off again. And they just woke up the Georgians again. We are mid-table in. And that's Ziziev's elbow off the back, and they have a foul each. No, they don't have a foul each. That was sorry, that is the first foul in this match. Ziziev's elbow comes off the back. Same thing again. Hits out towards fingers, gains control, and works backwards, and as he runs out of pad, his elbow comes off a little bit, and they reset it up at the middle of the table again. Crowd's right behind them. And tighten down again. Zitiev is really making very good use of that strap. And Samushia so would like to end up on the inside. And there we are again, and Samushia into the inside. Zitiev. Oh, look at that arm wrestling. Just where the pressure needs to be, just up there. Can he stay on the pad? He's getting his foot up there to drive more pressure sideways. And we have locked in. Zitiev is on the offense, laying the pressure on. Samushia holding on, trying to wait for him to fade. Oh, he doesn't have much option. He's just holding on. Oh, and there it is. There it is. There's a bit of fade. And there is the wave, and he saves himself to the title.
David Samushia takes the title, warding off the attack. And we move to the women's 70-kilo rematch. The women's 70-kilo rematch. Welcome back to the table, Brigitta Ivanfi and Victoria Voronina.
That is so well done by Samushia. Seemed under pressure from Zitiev all along. Zitiev really holding in the reins in the match, and Samushia forced to take defensive position, and then he just holds on, and eventually Zitiev's arm fades, and there is an opening for Samushia to drive back over the table. So perfectly executed, such patience and strength holding onto there. Back between Ivanfi and Voronina. Voronina taking the first win, taking elbow foul for Voronina in the start. Not that fast hit we've seen before. She does There's a bit of hesitation there, and that stops it. And if Voronia wants to be able to go home with a gold medal around her neck, she is going to have to make the perfect hit, because Ivanfi is so strong.
Ready, go. Stop.
With that. And there it is. She tries to hold off, and it is Ivanfi who takes the title.
Brigitta Ivanfi wards off Voronia's attack and takes the European Championship title. And we move to the men's 80 kilo. The men's 80 kilo. Coming to the final table by the way of the semi-final, having suffered one loss in the qualifiers, representing Bulgaria, Zvetan Gashevsky. And undefeated up against him, representing Russia, Georgy Tautyev.
Georgy Tautyev, 26 years younger than Gashevsky, and he uses he's so tall, he uses his long arm, and there's an elbow foul off as Gashevsky tries to counter that long arm. Gashevsky getting a bit of lucky, manages to hold on until he's climbed up around and avoids being fouled for that, or avoids actually getting in a losing position as well. Tautyev. And there's a foul, an elbow foul for Gashevsky. Tautyev is 21 years old. He was born 1995. And that puts Gashevsky at 25 years old when Tautyev was born. And oh, look at that. He makes it look so easy, and nobody does anything easy to Gashevsky. Georgy Tautyev takes the European title.
Georgy Tautyev takes the European title. We move to the women's 80 kilo. The women's 80 kilo. With one loss in the qualifiers, coming by the way of the semi-final, representing Russia, Ruzia Gabdrakhmanova. And undefeated, also representing Russia, Irina Makieva.
Ruzia Gabdrakhmanova is 43 years old and dominant force in the Masters category, and she's got her aim set on Makieva. Makieva, however, is undefeated, and she's going to have to do more than aim to get Irina Makieva off her throne. There have been people up pushing on that throne now and then. Every year somebody has a go, and they are sent right off the hill without any problems. Makieva doing the same thing again.
Irina Makieva retains her European title. We move to the men's 85 kilo. The men's 85 kilo. With one loss in the qualifiers, coming by the way of the semi-final, representing Bulgaria, Plamen Dimitrov. and undefeated to the final table. Representing Russia, Hadzimurat Zoloyev.
Zoloyev up to the table. It did seem to struggle in one or two matches in the qualifiers, but we have seen so many championships where he's been a lap ahead of his opponents. Maybe not so today, but he's still undefeated. He's still the undefeated athlete in the final, and Plamin Dimitrov has got a shot at changing that. Looking for a setup. Zoloyev not looking at all worried. Just wondering what the ref's on about. Back into the middle of the table. Dimitrov's elbow comes off as he tries to come out against Zoloyev's fingers. And, well, he's in there. He's in there. And he is creating a problem for Zoloyev, which is more than we've seen many, many times before. And you see Zoloyev's hand actually opening up. It did cost Dimitrov an elbow foul, but he did open up Zoloyev's hand. And back up again then. And it's the second elbow off for Dimitrov. And it's Zoloyev.
Hadzimurat Zoloyev takes the European title for 2017. And we move to the women's plus 80 kilo. The women's plus 80 kilo. With one loss in the qualifiers coming by the way of the semifinals. Representing Russia, Alina Samotoy. Undefeated to the final table, representing Lithuania, Egle Vaikute.
Vaikute, despite from losing a match or two last year, has reigned supreme in the women's arm wrestling for years and years. Samotoy keeps getting closer though. And Alina Samotoy, with the power and the hit that she has, with the perfect hit, she can disturb Vaikute. There's the referee's grip, but it's going to have to be perfect. Vaikute has never been a speed arm wrestler. She just hasn't needed it. And the question is if Samotoy is now... There's a foul for moving in the referee's grip for Samotoy. The question if she's so close that Vaikute is going to have to try and up her game, change it, to start finding a more aggressive hit. It's just not been necessary this far. fingers closed down. There is a foul for White Gute, moving in referee's grip. Here we go again.
Ready, go!
Slips out mid up at the table, and the straps come out. Well, looks very even up to now. Slips right there, and if we could just have that match stopped right in the middle with the straps on, we would be seeing some amazing arm wrestling. I would have said that Samotoy is not close enough yet. Something in those eyes, though, as the strap is being tightened down, that does indicate there could be something brewing here. And there's the second foul for moving the referee's grip, and they don't get for arm wrestling. Samotoy doesn't stand still for long enough, and it is White Gute's title.
White Gute takes the title, by the way, of 2 fouls. We move to the men's 90 kilo. The men's 90 kilo with 1 loss in the qualifiers. Coming, by the way, of the semifinal, the golden boy of Bulgaria, Sasho Andreev. Undefeated to the final table, representing Ukraine, Evgeny Prudnik.
Here is a match we have been waiting for. It was decided on fouls in the qualifiers as Prudnik put Andreev into the qualifying pool, and he just came through, sailing through there, back up to the final. And this is, to many, many arm wrestling aficionados, the absolute highlight of the championships, the final in the 90 between Prudnik and Andreev. These are arm wrestlers that are in this category because they happen to be weighed in around here. They could and do challenge much heavier men. And there's not an open category in the world that will be safe with these arm wrestlers in it. Quick hit out from them both, and it's straight out to the straps. Shoshalov, the Russian master referee, holds them back in, doesn't want them wandering off. Looking to straighten. There's nothing to be taught from there. Referee asking about the strap position also, do they want it up or down? Straps are on, a bit of fussing over the grip there. The referee will be sorting that out in just a moment. Andreev wanting it to tighten more. are. There's a warning for Rudnik. Enough of that. You can cut through the intensity in here. People are forgetting to cheer. Everybody who loves arm wrestling just got their eyes right pinned to this. Evgeny, Rudnik, Sasho, Andreev. Rudnik is warned once.
Referee's grip.
There's the referee's grip.
Same level.
There's the referee's grip.
Relax. Relax.
And everybody obviously fearing that this match would be decided by anything but just the sheer pin of it. But it's so evenly matched. It's so right there, and nobody wants to be giving away anything. The referees have to be this particular about everything for this match to be what it is supposed to be. Shoulders in. Nothing can move until the referee says go. Oh, there we are. And it's off. It's off. It's right there, right at the middle, on the inside. That is going to be where Andreev wants it. He hits off. Rudnik locks it up. Oh, and look at this. It's right where we want it, right at the middle. Oh, and look at that. Look at that. Oh. And Sasho Andreev forces a rematch by taking the first final between them.
Sasho Andreev forces the rematch between them, and we will have a rematch between Rudnik and Andreev. We move to the men's 100 kilo, the men's 100 kilo, with one loss in the qualifiers representing Georgia, Lievani Motsonelidze, and undefeated to the final table representing Russia, Nikolai Kolesnichenko.
No, I believe not.
Kolesnichenko winning the left arm yesterday. And
That's on back, please.
this man just looks like a piece of steel walking around. Kolesnichenko. Motsonelidze is 27 years old.
Elbows down.
But I will say that Kolesnichenko makes him look very, very young. Kolesnichenko is 39. So he is older, but not as much older as just the sheer authority at the table makes it seem.
Stop!
And there's a foul for Motsonelidze. And Motsonelidze putting it in there. And very, very close to turning that in there. And I think that Kolesnichenko is learning the hard way that whether or not your opponent looks to be your son, you do not go inside against Georgians. Pouring it on, and Motsonelidze waiting for a bit of power to fade off there. You don't believe that Kolesnichenko can actually arm wrestle from that open angle. And to be honest, he's doing it all wrong, but he is holding on by sheer strength. Motsonelidze hammering down on the inside, and there it is. Motsonelidze takes the first win and forces a rematch.
Levani Mozzonelidze forces the rematch by the first win. And we move back to the 90 kilo. The 90 kilo. 1 win each. No more advantage, and we are back for the rematch between Evgeny Prudnik and Sasho Andreev.
Prudnik and Andreev called back up to the table. And this final has been so in focus throughout the day. The 90 kilo has been war all across, and there are stars knocked out, I would say by the dozen almost, on these two men's way to this final table. Andreev took a loss by the way of 2 fouls in the qualifier, and he converted that into a win in the first final. Now there's no more advantage. Now it's just blank pages. It's 1-1 Prudnik, Andreev. 1 win each for the European title. And I would say considerable bragging rights. Looking for the start. Looking for a starting position. Between them. And it's straight out to the straps. More or less unspoken agreement between the athletes. That's where they were going. There is a moment of a clean up there. There's Prudnik's fingers giving way to Andreev's pressure, and happens up at the middle of the table, slips apart, and we strap them together. Here we go again then. Straps on. And there we have the fuss over the straps again. Elbows down on the pads, and the referee, the Swedish master referee Camilla Sjöström, looking for some knuckles in there to be able to start it. And there's the referee's grip. There's the referee's grip. The referee's team have placed, again, arguably, possibly 2 of the best, or they are both WF master referees. Camilla Sjöström, Andrei Soshilov could be, if not the best, then I'm definitely among the very, very few referees in the world who could hold and control a match of this level. And I'll say that this is a very, very well chosen matchup for the referees team for this match. And we're off. We're off. There it is. On the inside, Prudnik holding on, and there is Andreev hitting up to it. And is it a pin? It is a pin. It is a pin. And Sasho Andreev turns it around.
Sasho Andreev defeats Evgeny Prudnik and takes the European title. We are back to the 100 kilo final, the 100 kilo final. Welcome back to the table, Nikolai Kolesnichenko and Levani Mozzonelidze.
Kolesnichenko came in undefeated and looked as if he could have been Mozzonelidze's uncle by just the sheer authority and presence there. But as the referees shouted go, Mozzonelidze took all of that authority away from him, locked him in a hook, and then just waited for that power to expire and just washed out all previous advantages and brought it down to this. One win each, and it's a directly deciding final between Kolesnichenko and Mozzonelidze. On the inside, Kolesnichenko keeping his rotation off, and there's Mozzonelidze's rotation right back at him, and he turns it around, and look at the power and joy, and that is amazing arm wrestling.
Levani Mozzonelidze turns it around to the title. And we move on to the 110 kilo. The 110 kilo. Coming through the qualifiers with one loss by the way of the semifinals to the final, representing Armenia, David Boyachkaya, and undefeated, weighing in 10 kilos below at 100 kilo, representing Russia, Vitaly Laletin.
Armenia.
Laletin has made such short work of everybody who happened to have the unfortunate development of events to end up in front of him at a table. He stepped up from 100, obviously not because he needed to, he still weighs in at 100, and he stepped up to the 110 for the challenge. Thus far, it hasn't been much of a challenge, and David Boyachkyan of Armenia is the final chance for anybody else in the world to slow down Laletin at a championship table. That typical stance, characteristic, standing open, slightly more open angle than one would think suitable, but Laletin makes it work so well. Boyachkyan not here by accident. He is the best challenger available, and look at that, Laletin just folding him down.
Vitaly Laletin takes the left and right championship title. And we move to the heavyweight final, an all-Georgian final. Weighing in at 137 kilos, one loss in the qualifier, a loss that he gave away to his opponent. Representing Georgia, Gennady Kvikvinya. And weighing in at 156 kilos, also representing Georgia, undefeated to the table, the Georgian giant, Levan Saginashvili.
This is a recurring story of the heavyweight finals the last couple of years in the major championships. Saginashvili, Kvikvinya, right up there. They did run into each other on the A side in the quarterfinals, and Kvikvinya walked Saginashvili through, confident that he'd get a shot at him in the finals. There were a few who he had to work his way through in the qualifiers, but he got here, and it's all Georgian in the heavyweight final. Now, if you think that Kvikvinya looks like the smaller man, well, he is technically that, but he weighs in at 137 kilos. He is a beast of a man, and just the power of that arm, really anywhere you want to try it, there will be hydraulic force there. And Saginashvili is the one man who is now by way of being undefeated, although that was not even the session. Look at that slam, look at that slam. And there it is.
Nevan Saginashvili takes his teacher to school and takes the European title. Saginashvili with an enormous hit. And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen all of the European finals. We will be having the award ceremonies shortly, but before we do that, we are going to present and thank our referees for the championship. While we are getting ready for the awards, we are going to present our referees and thank them as well. Some of the extremely skilled arm wrestling referees you have seen during the championship are joining us on stage to be thanked as we wait. The EAF head referee leading the way from Mr. David Sheed. And he is joined by his team of competent referees from Romania, Edward Dimian, from Italy, Katja Kruciti, from Poland, Piotr Sherma, from Hungary, Karli Lugici, from Suomi, Finland, Tero Saarinen, from Slovakia, Ivan Gregorica, from Poland, Judita Virchinska, from Bulgaria, Risto Delijakov, from Turkey, Seidi Ali Tunca, from Romania, Denis Ibrahim, from Romania, Tibi Mihalci, from Ukraine, Irina Roshenko, from Ukraine, Alexander Komarevich, from Moldova, Mihail Grumeza, from Romania, Drago Mr. Tomasz Spirka, the president of the Sports Commission in Katowice, thanking the team captains for their hard work in bringing in the best teams in the world to the championship, managing them, helping us run this as the championship it should be. We are continuing the thanks to the team captains, and we are going to let the team captains get back to being team captains to control the situation as well. Let's hear a warm round of applause for all of our team captains. Thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for managing your team so well, and we will let you get back to your teams as well. Thank you for bringing the teams, and we will see you at the next championships. And a final group before we are finished with the awards. We have the people who put in so much work with the weigh-ins, with the secretary desk, with the computers, with all the work. Please, the secretary table, please come forward to stage for the organizers to be able to thank you as well. And I believe you will meet them at the after party as well later on. All of the people working with the secretary desk, it is such hard work all the time. Please join us on stage for the organizers to be able to thank. And there are not as many of them, but they put in incredible work throughout the championship. Let's thank them as well with a warm round of applause. Thank you for all of your hard work. A fantastic amount of work put in by the desk and all of the people working together. The amount of work and the hours this group puts in all through is absolutely amazing. Throughout the championships, thank you so much for all of your hard work. Thank you so much for all of the hard work from all of the secretary desk. Let's hear a round of applause again for them. And Plowman is going somewhere else. Once you let them on stage, they don't go off again. This is part of the. This is why you don't get on stage so often, because it takes. I will stand here behind you up here. There it is. We are with the photo op right in the middle. This is the people who actually work around. Would you like to say something? Yeah. From all of us to Katowice. Thank you for everybody in Katowice. Now we are getting ready for an actual award ceremony for those who have arm wrestled, which is what we came for. Anyway, fantastic work by everybody at the desk. And I think we are getting the results ready so that we can set up for the awards. I think the results are ready so we can set up for the awards. We are making sure all of the results are correct before we start this award ceremony. We're double checking the results before we start the award ceremony. Please remember the after party later this evening at Kroelstore. Is that how to say it? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the award ceremony of the Right Arm European Championships. And we will start with the men's 55. We will start with the men's 55. In third place, representing Romania, Ruslan Balayus. In second place, representing Georgia, Zaur Kubashvili. And the champion also representing Georgia, Levani Pogosiani. Levani Pogosiani is the European champion. We will continue with the women's 50 kilo. The women's 50 kilo. In third place, representing Sweden, Jonna Blind. In second place, representing Russia, Elizaveta Rezhetnik. And the champion representing Ukraine, Anastasia Goncharenka. Elizaveta Rezhetnik. Anastasia Goncharenko is the European champion. Marcin, please look at the headline on the flag page on the screen. Look at the headline on the flag page on the screen, please, Marcin. In the men's 60 kilo, in the men's 60 kilo, in third place, representing Russia, Robert Chonvayev. In second place, representing Armenia, Ashot Adamyan. And the champion representing Georgia, Imeda Chincharauli. Imeda Chincharauli is the European champion. We move on to the women's 55. The women's 55. In third place, representing Ukraine, Victoria Ilyushina. In second place, representing Bulgaria, Dimitrina Dimitrova. And the champion, representing Russia, Alina Volkova. Alina Volkova is the European champion. We move on to the men's 65. The men's 65. In third place, representing Turkey, Yusuf Ziya Yıldızoglu. In second place, representing Georgia, Jambuli Vibliani. And the champion representing Russia, Oleg Cherkasov. Cherkasov is the European champion. And we move to the women's 60 kilo. The women's 60 kilo. In third place, representing Russia, Irina Mazurenko. In second place, representing Sweden, Victoria Karlsson. And the champion, representing Russia, Ekaterina Afonina. Ekaterina Afonina is the European champion. And we move to the men's 70 kilo. The men's 70 kilo. In third place, representing Georgia, Irakli Zirakashvili. In second place, representing Moldova, Daniel Prokopchuk. And the champion, representing Russia, Artur Makarov. Artur Makarov is the European champion. We move to the women's 65. The women's 65. In third place, representing Russia, Elmira Alieva. In second place, representing Poland, Marlena Wawrzyniak. And the champion, representing Georgia, Irina Driaeva. Irina Driaeva is the European champion. We move to the men's 75 kilo. The men's 75 kilo. In third place, representing Bulgaria, Sviatoslav Kalchev. In second place, representing Russia, Petag Zitiev. And the champion, representing Georgia, David Samusha. David Samusha is the European champion. We move to the women's 70 kilo. The women's 70 kilo. In third place, representing Slovakia, Rebeka Martinkovichova. In second place, representing Russia, Victoria Voronina. And the champion, representing Magyar Hungary, Ivanfi Bigita. Ivanfi Brigita is the European champion. And we move to the men's 80 kilo. The men's 80 kilo. In third place, representing Georgia, Zurab Avberidze. In second place, representing Bulgaria, Zvetan Gajevsky. And the champion, representing Russia, Georgy Tautyev. Georgi Tautiev is the European champion. We move to the women 80 kilo. The women's 80 kilo. In third place, representing Ukraine, Lilia Zanko. In second place, representing Russia, Ruzia Gabdrakhmanova. And the champion, also representing Russia, Irina Makieva. Irina Makieva is the European champion. We move to the men's 85 kilo. The men's 85 kilo. In third place, representing Georgia, Elchin Binatov. In second place, representing Bulgaria, Plamen Dimitrov. And the champion, representing Russia, Azimurat Zoloyev. Azimurat Zoloyev is the European champion. We move to the women plus 80. The women plus 80. In third place, representing Belarus, Tatyana Kalyuk. In second place, representing Russia, Alina Samutoy. And the champion, representing Lithuania, Egle Vaitkute. Egle Whitekuta is the champion. We move to the men's 90 kilo. The men's 90 kilo. In third place, representing Poland, Tomasz Szewczyk. In second place, representing Ukraine, Evgeny Prudnik. And the champion, representing Bulgaria, Sasho Andreev. Sasho Andreev is the European champion. And we move on to the 100 kilo, the 100 kilo. In third place, representing Ukraine, Aider Alidinov. In second place, representing Russia, Nikolai Kolesnichenko. And the champion, representing Georgia, Yevgeny Mozzonelidze. Yevgeny Mozzonelidze is the champion. And we move to the 110 kilo. 110 kilo. In third place, representing Georgia, Revaz Lutidze. In second place, representing Armenia, David Boyakchan. And the champion, representing Russia, Vitaly Laletin. Vitaly Laletin is the European champion. And we have the heavyweight podium. The heavyweight podium in third place, representing Romania, Sabin Badulescu. In second place, representing Georgia, Gennady Krikvinya. And the champion, representing Georgia, Levan Saginashvili.
Chambers. Chamesis.
Levan Saginashvili is the European champion. And we will move to the team awards, the team award. And we will start with the ladies' teams. In the ladies' team, in third, the senior ladies team. In the senior ladies team, in third place, by the way of 2 gold medals, Georgia. In second place, by the way of 2 gold medals and additional points, Lithuania. And the winner of the ladies team trophy, by the way of 7 golds, 5 silvers and 5 bronzes, Russia. And in the men's team, in the senior men's team, in third place, by the way of 2 golds, 3 silvers, and 4 bronze medals, Bulgaria. In second place, by the way of 7 gold medals, 8 silver medals, and 8 bronze medals, Georgia. And the team winner of the team championships in the men's division senior, by the way of 9 golds, 3 silvers, and 2 bronze medals, Russia.
Guck mal, ist da was?
And we have the total team awards for the championships, including men, women, junior boys, junior girls, the total team classification for the 2017 championships. In third place, with 12 gold medals, 18 silver medals, and 15 bronze medals, Ukraine. In second place, by the way of 18 gold medals, 18 silver medals, and 15 bronze medals, Georgia. And the team champions, by the way of 54 gold medals, 39 silvers, and 27 bronze medals, Russia! Russia are the team champions of the championship 2017. Thank you for a fantastic championships. We have seen the world's best arm wrestlers. And thank you to the Polish Federation and the European Arm Wrestling Federation for a fantastic championships. We will meet you all next year again, and we will meet you tonight at the after party. Let's keep arm wrestling.
русской команды все.
Россия, собираемся на фото сюда!
Внимание, сборная России, пожалуйста, собраться на сцене. Сборная России на сцене.
Чекай, чекай,